Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Accu-stats Video Productions, it's our great pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 Accu-stats 8-Ball Invitational. And as always for our Make It Happen events, we're coming to you live right here in the Araminth Simonis Arena, Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey, the home of Accu-stats. And as always, we've got 6 of the greatest players in the world that have come here to battle it out in the Make It Happen round-robin format. For these first 4 days, we're going to play 8-ball, race to 10 games. The winner of each match gets $1,000. Once we've played the 15 round-robin matches, we will then take the players with the 2 best overall won-loss records, and they will have a one-match playoff for the championship and for an additional $1,000, and that will conclude our 8-ball portion of this double Make It Happen event. But in the meantime, there's plenty to be decided. We're so honored to be able to present to you 2 of our game's greatest traditions, 8-ball and straight pool, in a couple more days. And it's nice to have these great champions here showcasing their skills in those 2 very difficult disciplines. To make it a little tougher on them, we decided we might as well stick with the best equipment in the business. And we've got a beautiful Diamond Pro-Am here, covered with Tour Blue 860 Simonis and Araminth balls. It's the best in the business, and we want to express our gratitude to those companies for their support of Accu-stats and of professional pool. Lastly, certainly not least, we want to thank each and every one of our loyal and devoted Accu-stats viewers that are with us again this time, and for all of you that have come here to join us live and in person. We've done this 10 times. This is number 11, and it's going to be number 12 before too long, and there's nobody else in the world but you people that could have made it happen. Thank you very much, everybody. All right. All right, this will be a match number 4. It'll be the last match of the evening. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you our 2 competitors. From Bislig, Surigao del Sur in the Republic of the Philippines. This gentleman is a former world 8-ball champion. He's also a former World Pool Masters champion among his long list of accomplishments. He's sponsored by Bugsy Promotions and by Mayuchi. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome RoboCop Dennis Orcullo. Thank you. His opponent from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's a 2-time World Pool Masters champion, and he is a 5-time US Open 9-ball champion as well. Well on his way to the Hall of Fame as is his opponent. Sponsored by the USA Pool League and by Q-Tech, please welcome the South Dakota Kid, Shane Van Boening. Okay, here we go, race to 10. Your referee in charge of this match is Mr. Carswell Ransom. Your official timekeeper is Julie Ha. Now my pleasure to send it to the booth to our host, Double J, Jeremy Jones, and to Hall of Famer, Danny DiLiberto. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you, Kenny, and welcome again, everyone, to the 2017 Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. I'm Jeremy Jones with Accu-stats Video Productions, joined by Hall of Famer Danny DiLiberto. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing fine. We've had some player work so far. We're going to get more.
Oh, absolutely. We're on match number 4 of day 1. Both these players, interestingly enough, starting off with a loss in their first match, and we touched on it last match, talking about this number 4 match between Dennis and Shane, that it's going to be real hard to take 2 losses on the first day and get to the finals. Mathematically, you're not eliminated, but you're going to have some help. So this match just really crucial to both players.
Right. One of them will have a win, and the other one will have 2 losses. But I wouldn't count either one of them out.
No, and I don't really anticipate, you don't really anticipate any player going undefeated in this format. So, and
no
with
way.
With the cast of what you might call 6 cold-blooded killers on the table. So we'll see if Dennis and Shane can get the break going. I think before they are maybe overhitting them a little bit. I'm watching the last match, both those guys, Filler and Jayson, really, they popped them, but they didn't crush them, and they got great results for the most part. He's made a stripe on the break. Now, is he kind of going to get a shot? I don't know if he has a shot here.
He doesn't have a good one for sure.
Yeah, he can see paint on a few of them, but overall, I think he's going to have to maybe play the 12.
Yeah, past the 3 and 13.
Yeah.
That might be the only shot he's got.
Yeah, the 4 and 13. And if the 10 wasn't there,
4
the
and
shot's pretty
13.
easy because he's got big sideboards. But
Yeah.
I don't think he can run this into the rail as much as you may think. He may be cutting this by the 8 in the side, Danny. And we're playing all ball fouls, so you can see he's elevated over the 3.
I didn't think it passed the 8, but I don't know. I like the other shot better. Bigger pocket.
Yeah, but I just think the 10's got him a little bit to where he really has no room for error on the 12 at all in the corner. So, but if he can get this one down, you would figure he would come away with the shot. He's going to be going into the 10 ball with the cue ball, so we'll see. First things first, he's got to make the 12. Oh, great hit, it looks like. Great hit, great shot. And you see how he hit that with so much control, even being elevated. A lot of guys would whack at that a little more, but he just slow rolled it right in the corner. And he's still got concerns with the 15.
I think he's got the 13 right now.
Yeah, he does. But I don't know if he can come up the short side for the 10 in the lower left or not. You'll notice without moving the 4, the 10 won't pass after the 13 is gone. It won't pass the 4 balls. And he's still got some work on the 15 as well. And he's got a 14 that's pinned way up table on the back rail. So
It's not an easy layout.
no,
for sure.
not by any means. And this is the ball I would look at, the 10. Just because I would love to shoot the 10 right now and get an angle on the 11 to just bump the 15 open with the 13 being there. I don't think he can pass on the 10 right now. Is he going to go down and get the 14 right now? Is that what he's looking at?
I don't think it's the right shot, but
No, I think I
There's
saved
no
the
hurry?
Yeah, no hurry on the 14. I think the 15's more important, and it does go by the 8 up in the corner. So if he gets an angle on the 11, he doesn't have to open them. But the problem is getting from the 13 to the 14 could be big problems. Could have issues there. Great.
he went to the 14.
Great stroke. He needs us to slow down a little bit. I don't know if he got there or not. If that ball's frozen, he doesn't have any room for error getting by the 1. It's not like he can go rail
It's not quite
first.
frozen there, Jeremy. It's a little bit off the rail, but maybe not enough.
Yeah, mathematically you can still go rail first, but when it's real close, it becomes real difficult to gauge.
He's shooting right at it.
He shot rail first there. A great shot. And if he's got a shot on the 11, if he's got any angle at all, it seems like he can get over for the 15 up long by the 8.
It'll be a heck of an out if he gets out.
Yeah, with a great opening shot on the 12 on the side, and then a nice shot on the 10 going all the way up table for the 14. And maybe the 15 goes. Maybe there's a spot over on that side rail to where he can get on the 15 to cheat the pocket a little bit and shoot it right where he's shooting the 11 now.
I think it goes.
Okay, well, if that goes, that's huge. He's got to hit it, though, and that's not going to.
He undershot it.
Yeah.
He can cut it, but it's a tough shot.
I don't know if he can get at this at all. I think he's too thin from there. Maybe.
It is. You're right. Looking at this bouncer, it is too thin.
Well,
But what do you do now?
well, he's going to try and use a little left to hold up the cut shot, I believe. Try and make the 15 grab a little bit with English. Wouldn't be surprised if he still overcuts it, though. Yeah, but just because the new felt, the slick
made the
balls,
cue ball.
right? But it's hard to make the cue ball get a hold of an object ball whenever you're playing at such pristine conditions.
He undershot the ball, or
Get in
he would
position.
have been there. Yeah.
Now Shane's going to play short side here, and that's okay because he's got the 2 ball just right there for position. He's got no worries. Like he can actually even stop if he had to.
Everything's open. Yeah, he's going to get out.
And it really looked like to me that Dennis just really didn't even look at the 15 up long by the 8, because having a little angle on the 11, he could have certainly played a short side behind the 15 for all the way up. So I don't think he had to take a chance at trying to get perfect on the 15 in the corner, the shorter shot.
But he undershot it so badly.
You're right, he didn't anticipate that happening. and just a routine 4-ball out now. And he's going to get to break. And I was watching Shane break practicing, and he was definitely taking a little bit off and getting much better results on the balls as far as a lot more movement. Did he get straight and kind of where he's going to have to shoot the 8 from being thin?
He did. That's a silly shot. No way to do this. He's going to draw it.
Yeah, it's not really going to cost him, but what happens is in time you can actually make a mistake. If you have to do that
You're right.
50 or 60 times when you shouldn't have to, well, that 2 or 3 that creep in and you make a mistake, whether it be a miscue or just missing a ball or whatever, that shows up with players this caliber.
Yeah, it was a minor mistake. He got out anyway, but somewhere along the line it'll catch him.
Yeah, and it just may be that one game that costs him from getting to the finals of this event, maybe, or just you never know at what time it might cost him a match. And we had talked about this is our 4th match of day 1. We'll go over the results of the earlier ones. Deuel defeating Orcullo in our first match. Appleton defeating Van Boening in our second. And then Filler we just saw playing a great match against Jayson to get his first win.
Well, I'll tell you, they played good all day, but I think the one who played best today is Corey.
Well, I'll tell you, Corey really made a lot of great outs. He never missed a ball besides a slow roll bank on the 2 that he had to shoot, and it's not a type of shot you're going to make that often. So yeah, Corey was pretty flawless. Darren really had only 1 error and played a real solid 8-ball like he always does.
Yeah, he's a great 8-ball player.
We'll see if he takes a little bit off, just a little bit. I think he'll get really rewarded for that.
He didn't.
No, it still hit him harder than he had been practicing.
Look where the cue ball's going.
He had a lot of follow on that one. And
what did he make?
He made 1 of each, the ideal situation.
Okay, he's got the 7 then.
Yeah. And I can't quite tell. You may be able to tell better than me. If the 4 passes this 12 right here, that'll be big on the run out.
I don't think it does.
It looks like it's a little high in the pocket, right?
Yeah. It doesn't pass.
So he's going to have to produce on that one.
Yeah.
Now, he could shoot the 10, though. Okay, nothing wrong with the 10 right here. The 10 gets you run started. The 14 goes by the 5, and it's not missable. That's what I like about it. It's not a missable shot. And I think position on the next ball is a lot better that way, too.
Plus, just thinking about it, getting the highs are way better because now you got the 12 that goes.
Right.
That might be the whole difference of taking the highs.
Yeah, and it looks like to me he's gotten to where he can fall on that short side of the 14 right now if need be. He's still got to have some concern about the 11, and of course the 8-ball pinned way back up there on the back rail. So, okay, he's going to save the 15, and I don't blame him. I think he is. He didn't. Okay, I thought he would shoot the 11 now and pick those 2 off, then have the 14, 15 to get on the 8. Either way is okay. Okay, maybe he didn't have position on the 11 right then is the reason why he passed.
Well, he sure got it now.
Yeah, and he's got this is what you want. Like we talked about earlier, a lot of times you can't always do it, but you want to stay real full on them balls playing 8-ball. That way you really contain the cue ball from traveling around.
Well, he's going to have the 14 up the far corner.
Yeah.
After he gets rid of these 2.
And you might see him bump the 4 a little out of the way so he can draw back on the good side of the 14, or he may draw into the 4 right now to keep on the good side of the 14. You may be able to draw past it and just get a little past the 4 ball, and that would just be ideal. That way you could float down the left side of the table shooting the 8.
Just has to come back a little bit. Don't want to hit the 2 when you shoot the 14.
Okay, that's what I liked if he could do that. Yeah.
Perfect. See, folks, what we're talking about, if you got a different angle and run into the 2, it would have been tougher to get to the 8.
Yeah, it really slows the cue ball down. He overcut that one a little. Is it going to go?
Nope.
Yeah, and we've seen that pocket hang a few already today, so... Now, if he's got a thin cut on the 2, I think that's what he has to go for. The 7's long and straight, and not that it's not makeable, but he can't just roll it in. You'll see the 4 is covering up the 6 on the side, so he's going to have to turn the cue ball loose. He could get an unfortunate scratch, but I think the cut on the 2 is the shot.
Psychologically, he's got to be happy he's getting to the table.
Oh, he is shooting the 7. Okay.
Wow, what a shot.
But now this is what I was talking about. Now he's got to come with another one. You know what I mean? Like the 4 doesn't go by the 6. That's why I really thought, I know the 2 was awfully thin, but I still liked it. Now he's going to draw his ball. He's got to worry about the scratch here. Can't go forward with the cue ball here trying to make the 2 after the 14 because you can't just sell out a straight shot. So is he going 3 rails with the cue ball to get safe? Like, he's got to send the cue ball safe, right, Danny?
Sure he does.
Oh, okay. He's shooting at the 5. Well, either way, he was running the cue ball safe. Great shot.
Yeah, great shot is right.
He's got to bury this one, though. This one doesn't come without. Oh, great shot.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's connected dots now.
Yeah. We talked about Corey and Darren, and I think in both our opinions, they play the game the best out of the 6 players. It's just percentage points difference, but that shows you how great this the game of 8-ball is, though. Even as great as these players are, it's not a game you can just get down and say, oh, I can play it great no matter what. You have to have some experience playing it, realizing that, hey, I got to stay away from certain things, kind of like one pocket, I guess, or any of the pool games.
And playing good players, you got to have some heart.
That's right.
That was a real good out. Shane is shaking his head. He knows that if he made that 14, he would have won that game.
Yeah, and really after making a great out himself to get to that 14, and really...
Did he fall asleep? Look.
No, he's upset. He's pretty upset with that kind of miss.
I know, but it's only one game.
Yeah, well, these players are incredible as far as they'll get upset, but then they'll leave it behind them. You know, there are some players that we've seen through the years that can't leave it behind them. But
it's an art to say it's a new day.
That's right.
Don't dwell on what just happened. Psychologically, it'll defeat you.
Yeah. You have to be very prepared for your next opportunity. And what Danny's getting at is the quicker you can leave that behind you, the better you're going to be going forward. So
yeah, you blow energy thinking of that.
Yeah, the negative vibes, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's not like he can just snap his fingers and come right out of it as soon as he gets a shot. He's better off, like you said, leaving it behind him as quick as he can. Tennis, who broke the balls really well.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Boy.
And there's nothing.
They're all open.
Yeah, there's nothing in the world better than ball in hand than to shake off a mistake in the previous game. Like if you want to wake somebody from the dead, ball in hand will do it. Now we're playing behind the line, and the stripes, just come down here and get this 3. Shoot the 4 and the 5. That way you open things up a little bit for that side of the table. The 5 kind of opens the 2 and the 6. It makes it easy to play position. So get these 3 right here, that being the first shot, the 5 and the 3, and then everything else is pretty routine.
Good layout as we had earlier. Doesn't really matter how you get these 3 off.
Yeah, the 8's very open, so he'll just stop his ball and pick off these other 2 and then play the 1 for last, coming up the left side of the table for probably the 8 in the side. And these guys are competitors. After that opening loss, they want to redeem themselves. I don't know why he's drawing it. I thought he would just come up the. I thought it was easier to just hit it with a high ball and come up the left side of the table.
Two rails.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He got out.
Yeah, but still at the same time, you rarely ever see the great players making a mistake when they're just, easy rolling the ball in.
I got to say something about the Shaw match. I think the alternating break hurt Shaw more than anybody.
Just momentum, you mean?
He couldn't get in rhythm.
Right.
You know what he did in the U.S. Open. I mean, he got rolling and win 7-8 in a row.
Right.
Can't do that with these rules.
Yeah, well, he definitely I had I had to leave before the Saturday morning of the finals, but from what I saw, I got to commentate a few of his matches. I felt like if he got to stay on that TV table, which he did because he was down deep in the tournament, I thought he was going to be one tough customer to beat.
Yeah, he won the first 8 games.
Yeah. And not only we're going to see a lot of Jayson Shaw, Kachi, the young man who finished second, we're going to see him for a long time as well.
Well, except he plays slow. It doesn't excite me. I think it's boring. He's a great player, but you got to play and entertain also.
Right, I agree.
You can't make money. Yeah, he's a great player.
That's the speed I was talking about. You'll notice he definitely took a little bit off. Now, it's hard to tell because Shane gets so much of a great connection between the cue ball and the rack, but that was only about 70%. So,
why is the cue ball going all the way to the end?
Well, he flew it back to about where the 10's at, and it was going to stay there. He got a little kiss to come back. And the reason why when you're flying it past the sides there, you're really kind of taking the side pocket scratches out. That's one big key. Back in the day, we talked about the 10-ball break from out in the box and the 9-ball break. And if you can hit it like he does and fly the cue ball past the side and then it holds up around where the 10's at, well, that's just ideal. He got a little bad kiss there, though. And he's got a touchy shot here now. The cue ball, is it going towards that 11, or has he got a clean path between the 11 and 2? Okay. Oh, and he missed one.
Except missing the ball. It's not the Shane we know.
No. Definitely not. And now his last 2 shooting opportunities at the table have been misses.
Yeah, that might affect him mentally.
Yeah.
Might be tougher to forget.
And Dennis has got some work, but they're available though. The 7's a little funny. You may have to shoot the 1 and get on the 7 right now. With the 5, 2, and 6 there though, you should be able to create for the 4 and 3 with no problem, I think. It'd be real nice if the 4 went by the 12 in the upper corner, but I don't know if it does or not. He's going to play short side here on the 7 and the side. I totally agree with that. Well, the 4 goes in between the 3 and 11, so if he can. Not sure if he has enough angle to follow towards the 2 to get an angle to just slide over. That's what I would like. Shoot the 7, get an angle on the 2 to where he can just slide over for short side on the 4. I think that's what he's going to look at. May have to shoot the 2 from a little more distance, but that's usually not much of a problem for Dennis. Great shot, and now he's just ideal shooting the 2 and coming over for the 4, I think.
Yeah, they're all out in the open. Just don't miss now.
And even if he gets a little above the 4, he should still be okay. Doesn't want to fall behind it and involve the 9. That's the problem. Okay, he got way above it. He made sure he got some draw on that ball. I didn't anticipate him getting that far above the ball. But still, at the same time, if he can shoot this in, even if he catches a piece of the 14, I don't think it's going to be much.
But this is missable.
For sure. And he missed an opening 4 ball in the opening rack of his first match. It's a shot I don't think he should have even shot. He should have shot another one, but He can't pass on this, though, and try and cut the 5 or anything. He has to go ahead and knock this in. Hopefully he doesn't get buried behind the 3, and he can't hit it super hard and go up table either.
Good shot.
Yeah, great shot. Hitting it with a little bit of inside, knowing that he's going to catch the 14. He didn't want to hit it with flat and then just nestle up behind that 3. He shot it with a little English.
No more problems here.
And he's got a little bit of a sharp angle on the 6. And now, does the 5 pass the 12? I don't think so. If he's kind of straight on this now, he's going to have to draw his ball for the 5 in the corner.
Can he go forward and shoot the 5 in the right-hand corner?
That's what I'm afraid of, that he's so straight that it's real hard to do that. And, it's hard, you know, diamond side pockets, so they're tough ones to cheat. That's for sure. But definitely, if he can go forward, that's definitely the play. He can get on the 5 or the 3 that way.
That's what he's doing.
And he's going to check it up with a little right now. Don't hit it too wide. Oh, he hit it great. He hit it great.
That's what I thought he could do.
And this is a game, as far as all these guys, the 8-ball's back as far as professional level 8-ball. There's going to be a lot more of it than there has been a few years ago. The last few years, there's been a lot more of it, and I think it's a game that's going to be played quite a bit. So
played all over the world.
And I'm just saying it would bode well for Dennis to put in a lot of time playing 8-ball and really master the patterns. Not saying he's not exceptional already, but I think he would even tell you he could tidy a few things up here and there.
Yeah, he would have liked to have been a little fuller here.
Yeah, he's a great bridge player, though. He doesn't mind if he has to apply a little English to help out the path of the cue ball. He doesn't mind doing it. He needs that one to go a little bit. He knows he's going to need the bridge again. That's why he didn't hand it back to Cosmo, our referee.
This is a thin hit.
Yeah, but he can hit it real natural.
He can hit the paint.
Yeah, and he's got to worry about the one rail on the side, and if he doesn't catch that 15 with the cue ball.
How about that?
Wow, he hit it thick, huh?
I thought he was way out of line, but, you know, he can make anything. But he didn't there. Now Van Boening's got to take advantage of this, because you don't get advantages like this with Orcollo.
I'll tell you one thing that a lot of people don't realize is just how incredible it is these guys are, how well they play from week to week, because they're always traveling. They have to get in the plane, out of the plane, and we all know what that does to us as far as how it makes our body feel. And these guys just week in, week out, just incredible. Going from country to country, state to state.
It's, you know, he'll make it, but I wouldn't shoot that. But you're right, and I admire Shane because he's kept intensity all these years. Every tournament for 10 years, he's a contender.
Yeah, well, just like all the great players in this sport and other sports, you know, when they go to play, they want to win. Well, if they're going there, if they're spending that time, they're going to be prepared to win. But still, it's, you know, oh, wow, he's gone quite a bit further here.
Yeah, he is. He's not the Shane right now. He's moaning a little, too. This shot is missable. He won't miss it, though. It's straight in.
Straight, but there is, you know, no room for errors when you have a shot like this. Oh, wow.
Oh, he barely made it. He looked at us.
He used a lot of the pocket there, that's for sure. I think he knows, us looking right down the barrel on that one, that one didn't have to turn out as well as it did. I think it was the 15 ball said a few words before it went in the pocket.
Well, he didn't like where he was to start with. You know, he didn't hit it real confidently. The good thing about it is if you make it, the 8 is automatic.
And now Shane, with what he would probably tell you, hasn't played perfect so far in these first 4 games, but now with a 3-1 lead. So Dennis scratching on the break last time he broke. and broke them pretty much perfect the opening game. So I don't expect the scratch again. I think the latter of the two, the perfect break, is more expected. But he's got the speed down cold now, I think. Oh, my goodness. He almost lost it again.
Yes, he did.
And I don't think he made one.
He didn't.
No. Didn't get he got a little bit of a glancing blow on the one, so you'll notice he didn't get the opening on the rack like he anticipated. Okay, now just looking around, I don't know. I kind of like the stripes. I'm not sure what the opening shot, but
if the 3 goes, I like the solids.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, the solids aren't bad, that's for sure, but I don't know. I think the 8's pretty easy to get open with the stripes. The solids are pretty good too. You got the 2 there, but the problem with the 2 is if I shoot the 2 and open the 4 and 8, am I going to get pinned? That's what I would worry about. Like, even if I get there, now if I hit the top of the 8, if I can draw into the top of the 8, that's okay, but the 11 looks like it's in the way to get to the top of the 8.
Well, he likes the solids. I like the solids.
Yeah, I still like the stripes, believe it or not. I don't know. I kind of think you can get to the one deal that's a little bit of an issue on the 12. You can shoot the 10 and get to the 12. Now, you got the 15 way back there by itself. And this 3 looks a little tight as well.
Well, if he shoots it, it had plenty of room.
Well, yeah, I agree it goes. And these guys don't need an entire pocket to make the ball, that's for sure. But yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, boy, he hit the 9.
Yeah, and he doesn't look quite comfortable to start with, and now he's shooting it. It looked like a half a pocket. He had to drive that ball into the rail and not too much into the rail for the pocket to accept it. So, and now really with the 2 ball again, if you're thinking about breaking with the 2, you really got to be careful not to get pinned behind something. You don't figure to. Especially with the 4 there, you figure, hey, if I don't get a shot at one of them balls up table, I'm breaking the 4 out. Most likely I'll get a shot on the 4 then, but funny things happen. Now, do you knock the 3 away and go ahead and get on the break right after that?
You could, but you're going to have a long shot on the 5.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. If you don't produce a shot on one of the uppers, you may produce on the 4 also, the ball you break out. So I can't blame him here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he fell to the end rail here somehow. Okay, he got it on the top side. I was a little worried he couldn't get to the top, and now that's going to be really ideal.
You know, that one shot cleared everything.
Yeah, he's thinking about the 4 already. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's going to shoot the 1, 7, 6, hold for an angle on the 5 to come across in a little area over there just above the 8 for the 4 last. Is that right, Danny? 1, 7, 6, and then you got a nice 1 rail angle to float over on the left side.
I like that pattern. I like it.
You got a big area over there just below the 10 and 12 to get on the 4, and then the 8's really open. So I really think that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, he's underhit this a mile. Unless he planned on getting, yeah, he's kind of shrugging his shoulders. And yeah,
he undershot a few shots so far.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen by any of the players on the mistakes. It's been the speed of the table overall. Now he's thin on this. This is touchy. He may throw this ball and try and go right into the fat side of the 11. Yeah. He missed the 11, but his speed was very good. And this is what I talked about earlier, that I think when you're talking about Dennis and Shane and maybe even Jayson and a few of them, they're going to move the cue ball a little bit more than Corey and Darren are, but nevertheless, that doesn't matter when it comes to scoring the match. It's just a matter of getting those wins. Yeah, and really, both wins by Dennis in this match have come from Shane Van Boening.
Mistakes.
Yeah, well, misses that you just don't expect, you know. I can see him getting out of line and trapping himself on the run and whatnot, but the misses is one thing you just don't expect from Shane.
Yeah, like I said, it's not the Shane we know right now.
And this is just day one. So just like any other event, normally the play gets better and better as the week goes on.
Well, that's what Lassiter used to do. He played so-so to start the tournament. When it got near the end, but the finals, he was super.
Yeah. Just
Did you ever play? Did you ever see him play?
No, that's one of the. I started playing pool at a late age compared to most of the guys that play professionally. But actually, that's one of the few guys that I never got to meet. Pretty fortunate. I think it was in '91 or '92. They had a Hall of Fame event in Dallas, and I drove up there from Houston just so I could meet a bunch of the older guys and Hall of Famers. And that's
the 8 inside.
Yeah, great. And that's going to be a win here.
Yeah.
The rules we're playing.
Yeah, we said it's a win.
Yeah, it's a win. He's just making sure. And again, he took a little off the break, and did you see how well the balls moved around the table? Not only making the 8, but he made like 2 or 3 others.
That's what Corey's good at.
Making the 8?
No, taking something off the break.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can whack them all day. If you're not making balls, do something different.
That's right. And it's just, I think the equipment we play on these days, the perfect pool balls, the Simonis cloth, everything being so ideal that I think the connection between the cue ball and the rack, you just don't have to hit them as hard to get them to really move. I think you're overhitting them. They kind of jump out of the rack a little bit, and they kind of slow down overall.
And the cues are better.
Oh, yeah, everything as far as equipment. Yeah. And not only better, but just so consistent from one tournament to the next. Oh, great hit there, too. And that's what, again, just, I think, ideal speed on the break. A nice pop. Okay, he's made one of each, I think. Yeah, he's still got a lot of work, though, you'll notice.
Yeah, you can't shoot the combination 9-3.
Well, he's going to shoot the 13, and then he's going to chip the 14.
It's not legal.
No, he's made one of each. So he can shoot the 13, get the perfect angle on the 14 to come down and break the 9-3, I think.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is you can't shoot the combination right now, even though you made one of each.
No, you can't.
If it were the same ball, you could.
Yeah, if you want a solid, you can't play a stripe on a solid on an open table. You have to play solid on stripe on solid or solid on solid. But I think he's okay here. He's just got to avoid the double kiss to where they just kind of remain, because he doesn't want to hit this like real hard or anything. He just wants to hit about medium.
I think the double kiss is sitting there.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's a possibility. But
well, he hit it so good.
Yeah, he hit it great. And even if he ends up having to play a bank in this situation, that's still okay. I mean, cross corner, you got to bank the ball sometimes playing 8-ball, and this is the type you want. He'd like to get it on it.
I think you could do it right now.
Well,
I mean, after
the 15. Well, the 12 opens the pocket up a little bit for the bank now. So if you can get on the bank first and leave the 12 there, it opens the pocket up a little bit. Now, he may not be able to do that. He could do that, shooting the 15 in the corner and drawing his ball. One rail, he'll come right in between the 6-4 and the 2 ball. I think he's trying to get, okay, short side, huh?
No, he didn't get there.
Yeah, well, he got there, but not the one he intended. That's for sure.
He was playing for the corner. He got in the side now.
And the funny thing about this is he doesn't want to shoot this 12 from off the rail. He wants to be off the rail, from on the rail, excuse me. He wants to be off the rail when he shoots this 12 ball next. And he doesn't want to be thin on it either. Like, he doesn't want to be going into the 4-6 with the cue ball. He wants to be able to
shot the 12 before all this and then bank the 9, go to the 11.
Yeah, I don't think I would have played short side on the 9. I may have. Great shot.
It is.
But now he's gonna have to come off this 12 just right. He needs to get a little bit of an angle on the 11, but not too much angle. So does he go inside the low
No, I
side?
think he can go around it. It's fuller than you think, I believe.
With a lot of spin? Well, I
You
know he
don't
could
need a
if
lot of spin. I think
Really?
it'll glance automatically.
Oh, I think he's gonna flirt with them balls if he does that.
You're right. That's what he
lucky.
got to it.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
why I
but he
said I
doesn't
think.
have an angle.
Yeah, that's why I said I really thought he wanted to shoot the 12 from off the rail. That way, if he needed to swerve into it with a little English to throw it up or draw it even, that would have been better. But
Look at where he got.
yeah, and this is the pocket that I've seen most of the misses on, to be honest with you. This upper right is the one that's been hanging some now.
Especially he's got delicate position.
Yeah, and this one's not going to hang, though. It's either going to go or be out of there because he's hitting it at such a high speed.
Good stroke.
Yeah, great stroke. Drew the ball easily from long distance. And he missed an 8 to this corner with the bridge just a game ago, so we'll see. Great shot.
Good
Great
shot.
shot. And a really nice out. And looking at both these guys, though, whoever goes on to win this match is, I like their chances still because I like them anyways, but I like the way I'm seeing the break from both of these guys. They really, maybe watching a few of the players through the other matches and then a little practice before.
Well, Orcollo, after he lost this morning, went right to the table and practiced. You said he would have done it even if he won.
Yeah, most likely anyways,
Probably.
yeah. And both these guys, the Friday before, I think it was the Friday before the finals of the U.S. Open, in about 4 hours I saw Shane practice on every table in the venue. So maybe 5 hours, he'd spend 30 or 40 minutes on this table. See that ball on the side there? That's the one he's gauging. That's the one he's relying on. He's made a solid in a stripe again, so just ideal. And really, besides not having a great opening shot on the stripes, either one of them are very runnable here. I think he'll go ahead and go with the solids just because the starter is so much easier.
Exactly.
And he'd like to get on this either the 1 or the 7 in the side. That way he can float down for this lonely 6 on the bottom rail. I'd like to peel away the 4 ball just to open the 3.
He's got to get
before.
on the 4. I'd like to go to the 4 right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then chip off one of them balls in the side. Probably the 7 would be great because that opens the 3. So you shoot the 2 and go 2 rails out to the center, chip the 4 in, then use the 7 to come down on the 6, and then you got pretty easy pickings on the 1 and 3 to finish the rack.
Well, he's not thinking this way. That's why I don't think it's the Shane we know. I think you got to shoot the 2 and get on the 4.
Right. Well, he's going to go ahead and get on the 6 here, and it probably won't end up causing any problems as long as he gets on it. But he's going to have to do a little more work with the rack when he goes back up because he didn't take the 4 away. Still should be all right, though. He'll get on the 4 right here and have, if he doesn't get exactly where he wants, he should still have the 1 on the side, I would think. But he'll shoot the 4 and then probably the 2 and then the 3 and then use the 1 to get on the 8.
He didn't fall on the 4.
Yeah.
Well, the 1 passes.
And Shane especially, but I've seen a few of them shrug their shoulders, just really, I think, not totally dialed in with the speed of the table, which is a little unusual. I think maybe.
What happened? He got up. Something he don't like.
I don't think it's the outcome as much as just, you know how sometimes you get good position and you're shrugging your shoulders just because you didn't like the way you hit the last ball. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, "Why is he complaining? He's perfect." Well, he's not so much complaining. He's just not real comfortable the way he's striking the ball right now.
Well, he better get the 4 out of there. That's what he's gonna do.
And you could see right there that stroke even was a little punchy and
It
quick.
was,
Yeah,
you're right.
It wasn't the comfortable Shane that we're used to seeing. And you'll notice if we had a tracker on cue ball movement through these 8-ball racks, he's got quite a bit of it. And sometimes the rack calls for that, meaning you have to play it that way. But mainly that's been from missing position on an early shot.
Well, he got good here.
And he can play short side on the 8, or he can come back one rail. Just make sure you avoid the 12. Don't get
in the side pocket.
Yeah, I think he'll come past the side, no problems. But you don't want to get over the 12, and obviously you don't want to get behind the 12. But you have to be aware of, oh, my goodness.
It's not the Shane we know.
No, and again, that was just a short, punchy stroke. Really unexpected, some unexpected misses in day one here by Shane.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get to the table again.
No, and I think you'd almost feel bad if he did, just because that type of miss at this level should cost you the game.
I think you shoot the 14 and get that 11 out of there.
I agree totally. You just come across, you got anywhere full on the 11, you're easy to fall down on the 15.
See, he's hesitating.
Well, that's because, honestly, Danny, he probably doesn't know the 8-ball game as well.
Look what he did.
Yeah, he's going to come over here and get the 10 and then fall on the 11. But the reason why he's questioning, you tend to overthink sometimes when you're not as comfortable playing certain games. So I think that has a little something to do with it.
You're right. All right, we made an excuse for Orcollo. What's Van Boening's excuse?
Well, I don't think there's too many excuses involved other than he's just not himself right now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But, like one pocket, for instance, when you and I play one pocket, say there's 15 balls on the table, well, normally when it's our shot, we can eliminate a bunch of areas that we know we're not going to go to. So we concentrate on the obvious areas to us that we need to address, right? Well, when you don't know the game as well, I've watched Dennis play one pocket. Now in the last few years, he's learned a lot. But when he
stunk to start with.
Yeah, but when he first started playing, he looked at every ball on the table, not knowing which area he should address. And I think you'll see a little bit of that with the 8-ball as well. It's almost like when you drive somewhere for the first time, it always seems like a longer drive because you don't know where you're going, and then the second time you go, it's like half the drive,
You're right.
So
absolutely.
But I'll tell you one thing and he plays the game great. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be challenging him playing any game right at this point right now, but. Tell you one thing he's got on his side, and if he gets comfortable and he gets to playing the game, how he feels is good. His break, I think, is gonna be a big attribute. I like the way Dennis is breaking him right now. And watch, I think that's the 5-ball right there behind the 1. The 5 and the 14 straight in those side pockets. That's what he's really playing. Those are the ones he's trying to get down. He lost the cue ball. He made the 14 in the side, but a glancing blow on the head ball, and he went straight in the side.
Well, it's a good spot, to start for Van Boening.
Yeah, but he's now had 3 misses that really made up 4.
It has to do with his stroke.
Yeah, and made up with 4 of Dennis's wins. Made up for 4 of Dennis's wins. But the short, quick, punchy stroke, that's the one that gets all of us for the most part. Don't you agree, Danny? I think
I never did that. I'm kidding. I had a Mickey Mouse stroke.
Right, but I do a bit of teaching back home, and that's the one I stress. That's the problem for all players, not just amateurs. The pros, whenever they get nervous, is the one that usually gets the pros because they're so prepared and so great. But I don't believe Shane is in a nervous situation here. He's just for some reason
total gear.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, He's still Shane, but he's not Shane.
What's the 8 look like? Does the 8 pass the 2?
I think it does,
If
yeah.
it does, that really opens things up here. I don't really see any other problems. Now, that's funny. Like, he drew to position on the 15 where I thought he might. Oh, okay, he's not even going to shoot the 15. Okay.
See, he's not certain. That's why he's getting up. He's looking at things. His head isn't clear right now.
Didn't want to catch any of that. Yeah, if he caught a little piece of that,
He
and
wouldn't
bumped
have
it up,
liked it.
yeah, that would have caused some serious
He
problems.
come close.
Does he have the angle to come 2 rails to the center for the 15 where he's looking right now?
I think he does, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay, and
Did he get the right angle on the 9 to get the 10 out of there?
I'm not sure. It's still okay shooting the
It's all
15,
right, yeah.
yeah. Because he doesn't want to flirt going forward and bump the 8 or,
No,
do
you're
anything
right.
like that.
As
So,
long as he's got the 9 with a little angle, he'll fall on the 10.
yeah, and I think if he was straighter on the 9, he would have shot the 9 and fell for the 10 and then come up for the 15 to get on the 8. But and for the most part, it hasn't been Shane not getting position enough to get out or get the shots he needs. It's just been some real rare misses.
Going forward 2 rails.
Okay, and he's overhit that a ton. I hope he has the entire pocket, because if he's only got it 2/3 from that side, that's not the side you want to be shooting it from.
You're right. Might not have a full pocket.
Yeah, if you have the left side of the pocket here, you want to be on the other side of the ball if you're shooting it. You don't want to pull away from the pocket right here, shooting the 8. I'm thinking he has a full pocket, though. Okay.
Well, even though he's not Shane, he's leading 5-4.
Yeah, Dennis, with that'll show you with Shane making 3 big misses, but that scratch on the break, that'll show you how devastating that is.
That's what just happened to
Yeah.
Orcollo.
He's done it twice, two times in this match, or 3? I know he's done it twice.
Twice, for sure.
Both of them there was no bad luck about it at all either. He just glanced the one and just went
And
straight in the side.
It was at a time when Van Boening needed an easy start.
Right. I'll tell you what, it shows you how great a job Pat does. I know he's got a lot of loyal customers out there in TV land, but this is my second time here, and then the U.S. Open and the Derby. He's got a lot of the same fans that that travel a long ways to come watch these
Well,
events.
he's very well loved.
Yeah. When I first started playing professionally in '96, Pat was playing all the events at that time, and I got to meet him then. He was just always really kind and always helpful in any way he could be.
He played pretty good straight pool, too.
He played pretty good 9-ball, too.
Well, he was a better straight pool player, but... And he jumped real well.
I'll tell you one thing that was funny. When I say funny, meaning just I couldn't believe it there when we came out with the break box in the Camel Tour, and the break was so tough to everybody for a little while. Well, you know what Pat did? He just deferred the break. He just gave his break to his opponent.
It up. Yeah. People don't know that. They think when you win a game, you have to break. You could give it to your opponent.
Right. Now, is it worth? I think he's okay shooting the 13, but I would just wait on it. I would try to get a little closer to where I'm very much more accurate on going into these balls.
You know, he could spin into them. I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about.
But I don't think you had to shoot that hard.
You mean shoot it with just a high rolling
Right.
ball and then bump them, and you got the 15 at the very
I call
worst.
it a glide stroke.
Right.
That ball would have gone in, and the cue ball would have went forward more, and he would have hit those balls.
Yeah. I was just saying that I liked the shot, but I just thought he could play to get a little closer to it, to be a little more guaranteed on what's going on. He's going to go ahead and play the 13.
13 ball.
Across the corner. Got to make sure he doesn't get pinned on the back of this 12 when he goes
This
into
is
him.
an easy bank.
Yeah, he didn't touch him. He didn't touch him, and that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, well, how's he going to go to them now?
Well, let's figure it out, Danny. I know you can figure it out. All that experience you got. What do you think? With all that traffic, though, it looks pretty tough.
Well, the 8 is in the way, or you could do it with the 9.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Or he may be, if he can knock the 11 away, he may be able to do it with the 9 also. Just go straight into them balls. But then really predicting a shot, it's hard. The reason why he followed instead of drawing into them balls is he didn't want to get pinned. He wanted to just clip the 12 a little bit and still be able to escape that area with the cue ball. Now, do you look at an immediate safety here, like a containing shot of some sort?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you're trying to get out, but I mean, if you just tell yourself it just ain't there, he's going to go into these balls.
Not from here.
I'm saying into the 7 and the
right.
14
Well,
and all
look
that.
what he did.
Well, I like that because he's trying to open up an alley to get down there to break something, to break those
Well,
two.
he could do it with the ball in the side, too.
Yeah, if the 14 goes, he's got a better chance. I'll tell you what he can do. He can get short side on this 14 right now and off the 9, shooting the 9, and then have the 11 to try and produce a breakout down there. But
Yeah.
I don't think the 14 passes the 7, so well, maybe it does. If it does, that's a good thing. Okay, he kind of shoved it in that corner. I don't think it had the entire pocket. And now he'll play for a thin angle, somewhat thin angle on the 11 to be able to
Go into the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what I'm looking at, too? I can't tell from here, but it looks like the 10 might go off the 3 the way
and-
it's sitting.
yeah, maybe. He would have to be real good on it and hit it really hard, though.
Then he'd have to avoid the 9 ball. I mean, what's the ball frozen onto the 10?
That's the 12.
Okay. That could be the ball that would get in the way, but it looks to me like the ball goes in off the, what's he doing?
Well, he's looking to see if he can shove to the left side of the 8 with a little left English and then just slide right into them balls. That's okay. I think it's sitting all right. And not only that, the cue ball, I think, has a pretty decent chance of not scratching. Yeah, because he had the left spin, it kind of made it check up. Kind of like when you kick behind a ball playing one pocket and you kind of make sure that English helps you from not scratching, not sliding off in the hole.
Well, he's got the 10 in the corner.
Yeah, I think that would be a mistake not to shoot the 10. I know it's not an
He's
easy
not real
shot.
confident
no,
right now.
He's not, but it's still the right shot.
It's the right shot.
Yeah, and for everybody listening out there, when you're not confident, shooting the right shot is the way to get back confident, because
It
that's
is.
what you're going to do most of the time anyways. I mean, especially at this level.
Good shot. He had to shoot that.
Yeah, there was no ifs, ands, and buts there. And both of these guys,
Now, does the 8?
he'll punch up above. He'll just punch straight up above. That's one thing about Simona's cloth compared to the older felt. You don't need much to be able to move the cue ball.
Right. And what I like about Simone is you can cut a ball thin and it travels.
Right. Yeah, you're not just letting the ball just wiggle towards the hole. Nevertheless, it wasn't entirely as he planned. He got out.
The score stands 6-4 in favor of Mr. Van Boening.
Now, Dennis has scratched, I think, 2 out of the last 3 breaks. Is that right?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
2
been,
of them anyway.
and it hasn't been by some bad luck. It's just from a glancing hit on the cue
There
ball.
it
Now
goes
3.
again. He's come so close to scratching when he didn't scratch in the
Right.
side. So he's doing something wrong.
And it doesn't take much. You'll notice the spread is great. So the break from the center of the table obviously brings the side pockets into play more. So it wasn't much of a mishit, but it doesn't take much. He's got to take the stripes here, I think. Either one is fine.
I think you could shoot the 5 in the
Yeah.
far corner and go to the 4 in the side.
7. Yeah. But either one, I think, is pretty elementary. I mean, could shoot the 13 and
you're
drop
right.
down on the 15, and then all these are
You're
pretty
about
easy.
equal.
Yeah. Equally easy.
This might be the easiest ball to make.
Right.
Perfect. Now you could shoot either one.
Well, the 7's a little dicey
little-
in the side,
right, it
yeah.
is,
The
it
main
is.
thing is go ahead and
Extreme.
go into the 13 a hair if you're a little worried about it. Don't get elevated over it. Go ahead and contact it a little bit.
Boy, he could have snookered himself.
Well, he had
Well, he
choices,
had
though.
the 1
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
He had the 7.
Right. But a lot of people sometimes will ease that ball and try and just stay short of it. You end up getting elevated over it. When you're worried about it and you have room, just go ahead and go into it a little
This
bit.
is incidental, but I don't think this is the ball to shoot. That should have been the ball going to the 8.
Yeah, possibly, I guess, yeah. And he may have had to shoot it from a little longer distance, but definitely shooting the 1 and then
He's
the
going
2.
to get
yeah.
out anyway.
Well, we've said that a couple of times. He missed the 14, and he missed another ball in the upper left-hand corner that was the 3 ball. Remember
See,
the 3 ball coming
Yeah,
across for
he's
the 8?
still got a little work to do, but if he had the 7 where it was, it's automatic.
Yeah, we got to
No big
realize.
deal.
Yeah, the corners are there for a reason. There's 4 compared to 2. Don't think you have to get shape on the side. Just come 1 rail out, go right towards the 8. It's a routine shot that he plays all the time. A lot of people get carried away trying to get the easy shot in the side. Well, he got a little thinner on this. He should have gotten better, but still, I think we talked about it in the opening match today. Sometimes you have to remind yourself how easy a shot is, especially at this level.
Oh, I still think he went the tough way. I mean, he got out, but I think if he left the 7 there, it would have been Mickey Mouse. But he's out. And he's had 3 games now.
And
That's a big lead in alternating breaks.
yeah, pool's a funny game sometimes. Like Shane will tell you that, you know, you can't say he's played horrible. He's made plenty of outs, but there were 3 games there where he missed a really routine ball, and you after 11 games, he would doubt after doing that he'd be up 7-4. But pool, sometimes you play perfect and you get beat. Sometimes you
Oh,
play
yeah, I've noticed
70%
that.
and you win.
When I first started playing in tournaments, Irving Crane said, you know how to play, so when it's your inning, play, and then when it's your turn to win, you'll win. And that happened. I mean, I'm playing people like Siegel, and they're snooking themselves on the 6.
Right.
You know, I said, maybe this is what Crane was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell people all the time, you know, pool leagues are huge in our sport, and they're great. There's nothing wrong with them, but some amateur players, they get involved with pool leagues. It's just an example, and they're taught how to win before they're taught how to play, you know, and that's not really the way to you know, you learn how to play and wins will come. Is that kind of what you're saying, Danny?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the small tables because, anyway, I could. It took a science out of the game.
Right.
Where are you going? See, the cue ball's going down the end rail again.
He got a little bit of a rub, but yeah.
I think what did he make?
He made 2 stripes and 1 solid,
So he's got the stripes.
and he's got the 12 is all he's got. And he's got a cross side bank on the 10, but he's not going to play that. He's going to have to come with a long distance one, I think, on the 12.
Could he billiard the 15 in off the 10?
It's doable. He'd have to draw the ball a little bit. It's not just...
No, I don't think you draw it. I think you just spin it a little.
Well, he's behind the 10 quite a bit. I think to get at the 15, I think to get at the 15, I don't think he can just pound it and make the ball deflect. The problem with the 11 is he's asking himself, hey, if I make this great long shot on the 12, am I going to get shape on anything? So that's why you see him cueing low. He's trying to back the cue ball up. Tough shot here.
This is missable.
Oh, absolutely. And
that's Shane right now. Oh boy. I hate to see a great player struggle, but he's winning 7-4 with the struggle.
Yeah, Dennis. I think both of us would say it does. I don't get the feeling that Dennis is struggling as much as Shane. It's just a matter of the break has really gave up the lead here to Shane by scratching 3 times. I think on the table, just shooting, he looks a little more comfortable. I wouldn't say he looks.
He does.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's his ideal comfort level. As good as it gets for Dennis, anyways. But he definitely looks more comfortable than Shane. But nevertheless, he's down 7-4. Uh-oh.
That was an 0-0.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he got perfect on the 2 on the side, I think. And really should be okay.
He did. He's got the 1 after that.
Yeah, really should be okay from here. I think I like shooting the 7. I like opening that pocket for the 4 with no problems. You got the 6 and the 1 to get on, so just come right up to the center of the table.
Yeah, get to the 6. No, he got to the 1.
Yeah, either one is fine. Yeah. Now he can just follow and fall below the 4 a hair to have a nice angle to drop on the 6.
To get an angle for the angle.
Yeah, the 8 goes to both the lower left and right. So main thing is here, keep a little angle and stay off the rail.
He got it.
He's good. And a huge win there, and now getting a break to maybe cut the deficit to 1.
You're right about one thing. Orcollo is pocketing better than Van Boening, but the break has beat him so far. You got to win some games on your break.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's not like Shane has been devastating on his break as far as the runouts. It's been he's gotten 3 ball in hands behind the line off of Dennis's, and then they both exchanged a couple dry breaks and then a couple mistakes, and now we're at 7-5.
Shane can't feel real confident. Look at him. He doesn't want to even look at the world.
Well, he's a true competitor, and he doesn't. It's not so much making a mistake in front of somebody. We get way past that at this level. Sometimes you're gonna fall on your face. That's just how it is. He just doesn't like that feeling of mishitting the cue ball.
Right. Well, he's not going to scratch in the side this time.
And he's made 1 of each, I think. Is that right? Or did he make 3 total? He made 3. He made 2 solids and 1 strike. And he's got a nice starter on the 1, so.
Yeah, he's supposed to get out here.
Yeah, he can get full on the 5 to where he stops at one corner or the other, and then he'll have that nice opening in between the 10-6 to shoot the 3. So it's all about the 1-7, get full on the 5. You shoot the 3, you come around, shoot the 6 in the same hole as the 3, and then up for the 8.
Be careful here. This is pretty extreme.
Okay. I don't know where he was getting shape there. He
don't
definitely
know.
don't want an angle on both, but it's okay. He can shoot the 5 with no problems and draw to the side rail. If he doesn't come back out and fall on the 3, he's always got the 7 to play position on the 3 off of. That first shot could have been a little better, though.
Well, you fell on the 3 now. You got to get rid of it.
Yeah, and then you come around, shoot the 6 in the same pocket.
Well, it looks like the break finally worked for Orcollo.
Yeah, and he's been making balls the entire time. Just unfortunately, 3 of them was the cue ball.
Yeah, you can't make the cue ball. That's a foul.
Mr. Orcullo is again.
Made very quick work of that rack. And it's kind of been, we had a 10-6 win by Corey in the opening match, but it's kind of been like, in my opinion anyway, that I felt like one guy's played way better than the other or should have had a bigger lead than the other guy. But now again, right here, we're at 7-6. But it's been a tale of 2 different stories, that's for sure. As far as Dennis, it's all been about mistakes on the break, where Shane, it's been about open table misses.
Let's see if he can get it together. He still has the lead. Well, he made something. I think it was a stripe.
It was. And if this 14 passes, that makes things a lot easier just starting off.
I think it does. But I said that about the 3 a few racks ago, and he shot it into the 9.
Well, it went. He wouldn't have shot at it, but he did shoot it into the 9. You're right. Now, is he going to draw back for the 10 right here? I believe so.
It's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have a tough shot if the ball passes. It's straight in at a little right angle that you won't even be on the rail.
Right. And if he doesn't want to be super thin on this 10, but if he does get a little thin, he can use,
This is not Shane.
No, and he's going to have
Terrible.
to come with one now.
Oh, he's not going to come with one.
You don't like him making the 13?
No.
Well, the funny thing is, there's not really a great way to play position on any of these balls without drawing to the side rail and back out for the 9.
And look where the cue ball is.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to draw. It's going to be tough to make this ball the way he's been hitting them.
He could follow down if he can get past the 7 for some type of shot on the maybe the 11 or the 15 in the side. He's got a big pocket with the 5 being there, but I might amp up and try and warp this in and get on the 10 right here. Knowing
That's
if
what
I
he's doing.
Yeah, knowing if I make it, he may just become a 1 rail out for the cut on the 9.
I told you, I didn't expect him to make it.
Yeah.
He hit it terribly. He didn't threaten the pocket. Yeah.
And both these guys have had a long day. Another unique thing about our sport is compared to other sports, they play and then they play 3 or 4 hours and they're done for the day, where we play a lot of early matches and then late matches and have a little lull between.
Well,
So
I keep getting asked, is pool a sport? And if your legs are not in great shape, you're not going to play well. Like, that's what beat Miserak in the end of tournaments. He couldn't handle it.
right.
His legs gave.
Well, not only that, when your body's getting fatigued, you know that you're having to use your mind more, so your mind gets more fatigued and you can make simple errors.
But look where Shane hit that ball. He didn't even come close.
Right.
It was the game-winning or losing shot.
Now, does the 2 pass? I believe it does.
I think it does.
I don't really see any issues at all. Go ahead and get on that one then. And the 8, you got to be thinking of the 8. I don't believe it passes the 13. So you may try and save the 2 for last, right? 3, 7, 5, 2, 8, right?
Yeah. I don't think the 8 will be a problem. Now, the way he went, you know the 2 goes.
Right. And that's definitely the ball you
And
want
the
to use.
8 in the side, it's over.
Yeah, that's definitely the ball that makes the 8 easy. No simple mistakes now, getting snookered. Got a little bit of an angle, but all he's got to do is pinch it just a little bit.
8-ball side. Mr. Orcullo wins that.
I never saw Dennis play this fast.
No?
No, he speeded up his pace.
Yeah, it varies with Dennis. I've seen him play really fast, and I've seen him, in the same, take his time. I would never call him a slow player, that's for sure, but...
Well, he's got to feel real good knowing that Van Boening's not laying a glove on him.
Right. Oh, while we're here at 7-7, our day 2 schedule on Sunday will start at noon with Appleton versus Fuller, both of them undefeated, with each a win. And then at 2:30, it'll be Deuel against Jayson Shaw. Then Fuller will be back on at 7 o'clock against Shane Van Boening. And then to wrap up day 2, that'll be Darren Appleton versus Dennis Orcollo. So again, just match after match.
Championship matches.
Finals of the World Tournament, finals of the Make It Happen, finals of any tournament, really.
Yeah, I'm tired of saying we got good matches coming up because they all are.
Oh, no. Again.
That's been his downfall.
Wow, and he's had 2 in each side pocket now.
Well, Shane, at 7-7, has a chance to get out if he can get himself together.
Yeah, and every time that Dennis has scratched, Shane has run out behind it. It's been a nice little wake-up call. But then the following game, when he breaks and makes the ball, for some reason he can't get out, or he hasn't got out. So he's going to look at shooting this 12 and open this 10 up, going one rail and opening this 10. But he's got to make sure he's got the 11 and the 13 in the side.
Well, I think he's got the 13 for sure.
Okay, but I'm saying if the cue ball runs a little bit off the collision between the 10 and 7 now, you want to go into the top side of these, right, Danny?
Yeah.
Now he's always got the 15. Yeah, he's always got the 15 too, down here, kind of hanging.
Yeah, no danger. He's going to have something.
And don't baby this. That's another thing. Don't baby it. You don't want to crush it, but don't baby it.
That was perfect.
Yeah. Sometimes guys ease into those balls a little bit, and then.
That was perfect.
Yeah, it sure
was. Hit
was.
it any better. Now he's got no excuse to not get out.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take care of this 10 and then the 13, 11, and then come down here for these 3, I believe. Don't see any reason.
You're right. That's exactly right. Yeah, he needed an easy start.
Yeah, he still needs to get on the 9, though.
Oh, he's all right.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
He'll get real full on this 14 and then just draw out for the 9, I'm assuming.
Well, I think he's even got the 9-15 combine.
If needed.
Yeah.
I think he's got enough angle to just come right out. Yeah, no problem. And again, looking like Shane is struggling and making a mistake and whatnot. And then Dennis kind of playing right into his hands with those untimely scratches on the break.
3 of them.
No, 4 of them. 4. He
4
scratched twice.
Now?
Yeah, twice on either side. So. And like you had talked about, threading scratching on a couple others.
Yeah, he almost did.
And we'll see Shane again taking full advantage of the ball in hand, but he really hasn't capitalized on his break after that. And now would be the time, if you're an SVB fan, for
Get
him
on the
to
hill.
run out. Yeah. He'll have, if he can run out here, he'll have 2 more breaks to end this match without Dennis having anything to say about it.
Dennis could be a great poker player. He doesn't show any emotion.
Oh, he likes poker now. That's
Then
for
he
sure.
is, yeah.
Yeah. Which generally the Filipinos, they like action anyways.
Yeah,
so.
they like to gamble.
And he's got to change the rotation there. He's got to have a solid and stripe on the corners. He's got 2 stripes, so.
Well, Van Boening has to get himself together because he played terribly and he's winning the match and he's at 8.
Yeah. This would be.
And it's $1,000. That
Well,
buys a lot of eggs.
Yeah, that and having the chance to play in the final, which is, again, opportunity for more money, but really just to keep your interest also for the next 3 matches. Don't get me wrong, these guys are professional. It's not like they're going to just get down and not try and win, but.
What did he make, a stripe?
He made one of 2 stripes. 2 stripes, and he's fine. I mean, just like.
Yeah, look at this.
How perfect is this? You could almost run them in order. Yeah, he could. He could run the 10, 12, 13, 14,
right.
15, 8. He could almost run the solids in order if he had to do that. The 1 to the 2 and then the 3 and all that, but. Okay, he's going to pick off this 13, I think, coming out for the 14, I think. If the 14 doesn't pass the side, I like coming for the 14 here, believe it or not. I don't think it goes in the side by the 8, so it really makes things easy to where it's just kind of stop, stop, stop. Did he get there? A little thinner than he wanted. He's still going to be okay. But
Yeah, I think it passes for sure.
and he was
But
trying
he wanted to be fuller for sure.
Yeah, he wanted to be straighter on the 14. I still think it's the correct shot. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think the 14 does pass the 2 in the lower left, but sure would have made things a lot easier if he's real full on this 14 right here. And it's just big,
Yeah,
drops the 14,
He's
the
got
10.
to change his plan and shoot the 15 now, but that's still going to be good.
Yeah, especially if the 14 passes the 2, he shouldn't be no problem. Should go ahead and come 1 rail up or 2 rails up, trying to get on the 14 right now. That's what he was trying to do. And still, I think it's the speed of the table has been sharking him a little bit, just been getting him where I'm not 100% the cue ball is going where I think it is. He's not full enough on this, and he's not thin enough on the 10. He's not full or thin enough to really play natural position 2 rails behind the 14 for the same pocket. So he'll float this in with a little spin, a little right English, making the cue ball hit the bottom rail and kind of dive towards that side rail for the 14 in the side. I think anyways. I don't think he's going to draw over there. I think he's just going to throw it in, right, Danny?
Yeah. Looks automatic.
Or is he killing it with inside? Oh, he hit it with straight low. Okay, either way.
Good enough. He's good.
Yeah. And if he's a little thinner than he wants, he just draws into the 2, right?
Right, the 2 will stop him from
Yeah.
glancing far away. But it makes it a little tougher.
Little tougher shot, but I still think it's probably the play. Now he could punch above the 8 ball if he's got a little bit. You don't want to like add angle like there's more angle there than there really is. Okay, he hit it nice and clean there. Really,
Beautifully.
probably the best struck ball he hit all match, believe
You're
it or
right.
not. So
You're
as
right.
far as hitting the ball clean and really the timing and the tempo was really ideal.
That's what a champion can do.
Yeah, and more of the SVB we're used to watching.
Yeah. He's on the hill. Orcollo has to beat him 3 in a row. It's going to be a tough order, especially if you're going inside on the break.
9 games for
Yeah.
Mr. Van Boening.
That's what beat Orcollo so far. It's not over, but it looks like it is. But over the years, I got to say, pool is a great game.
Oh,
It's been real good to me.
it's incredible game. It's a game that you never get the same thing twice. I know that's
And I
hard to believe.
traveled
But
all over the world free, and I met people I never could have met if
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't a pool player.
well, that's one thing about pool players. Most of them are people persons. So
You're right.
that's actually one of the things that I think gets the interest of people initially is the
Right. They get excited about the thought of traveling and playing pool, and
yeah. Well, usually also people at the pool rooms, unless you really are unlucky and don't have that great of a pool room, they're usually pretty entertaining people, for the most part. And it's fascinating to a lot of the.
that's the part. Fascination's the right word.
Yeah, well, it's fascinating even to the regular Joe that, that we hang out with each other and we go to dinner with each other, but then at times we still try to bust each other and we're competing
you're
against
right.
each other, and it's just. Okay, he's got to take the stripes, and of course the 11 goes in the right side pocket, so this is where you don't worry so much. He can go forward and get on the 11 now, I think, but don't think you got to produce anything crazy on the 11. You got a couple balls to play position on.
Yeah. There's no problem.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get the right angle.
Yeah, he could have gotten a lot better on that, but still at the same time, he's got to realize he's got connections, meaning he can use the 12 to get on the angle on the 13 to drop on the 11. He doesn't have to get on that first ball to do so. Yeah, like he can knock this in, and not so sure I'll leave the 14 for last, though. I know it's by the 8, but still, if you don't get full on it, you're going into the 8 or into the 1 or any
He's
of
got to
those.
shoot it right now.
Yeah, and that's okay. And he can use the 8, the 11 as last. The 9 is there to come across the table, 2 rails to fall in the side pocket with no problem. So,
But you got to remember this. You and I are not under pressure.
oh, absolutely.
We
Yeah.
could call it perfect.
No, I love it where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, I really missed the competing.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Now, if the 11 had any chance of going by the 7, that should have been a ball he looked at way earlier in the rack. If that ends up being an option.
Still got a tricky play here.
Well, he can stop right there and have it an angle with top inside to just come 2 rails over, falling on the left side cushion for the 11 in the side, So,
Well, what kind of angle does he have?
no, well, he's playing for the 11 solely now, and he's just going to pinch the cue ball back a little bit and have a nice low angle to come across the table for the
Good
9
shot.
to the 8.
He's got the angle now to go to the 8.
Make sure he puts a little draw on this now. Don't accidentally just take it for granted and come really near that side pocket.
Perfect.
And Shane figured he's going to have to earn this match, and he's still in that position. He's got to earn it. He doesn't want to go hill with his opponent breaking right here.
You're right. He's got to win this one, or I make him a big underdog.
Mr. Van Boening leads the match 9 games to 8.
Yeah, and besides, don't get me wrong, the scratches have been, you can see, detrimental, and probably Shane gets out here, you can point the finger at that one sole thing that's going to cost Dennis this match. But, Danny alluded to a big favorite if Dennis gets the break, because these guys are pouring balls in on the break. It hasn't been like past matches here today where we've seen several dry breaks.
Well, Dennis right now is hoping he gets to the table.
Oh, we'll see if Shane sometimes, Kenny Shulman had talked about when it's your last break, you put a little extra on it. That's not what he needs here. He needs to keep that same about 75%. Yeah. He made him.
Did he? Oh, he almost made.
He made one of each, so this is going to be great
yeah,
for him.
look at where the 8 is.
That's okay. That's not. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, usually you got to do some work to get out, anyways. Now the 8's a little touchy, but I think he can figure things out. The 6 is the one I would be worried about if I was looking at the solids. He's made one of each, so he's got his choice to try and figure this one out, Danny, which is huge, right? To have your choice.
He doesn't have a good shot on the stripes.
Maybe the back cut on the 15 in the side.
Maybe then you're going into balls that you could tie up.
That's for sure. The 1's a little better ball. The solids are a little better as far as having the 1 there to break, right? To break the 5-8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the 1's sitting perfect.
So he's going right at the stripes without much thought. So there must be something there he really likes as far as getting at the 8.
I know he's going to hit balls, but look at it. They hit perfectly for him.
Yeah, they hit a couple of times. The first hit wasn't that great, but that second little bump off the 6 coming off the back rail was pretty perfect.
Well, he can get out now. I don't see any problem.
Well, the 8. What about the 8?
Oh, yeah, well.
He's got some issues with the 8, that's for sure.
That's it.
Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if the 8 banks from the bottom rail, like if I can get it in the bottom rail to bank this 8 cross the corner, I might not even mess with trying to break the 8.
You're right. You're right. It becomes, if you do it 100 times, are you better off just trying to fall on the bank on the 8?
Right.
Or hit him? How many times will you win?
Yeah, you're not. If the bank does go and you have an easy way to get position, I really think that's the play now. Looking more at the 5, the bank might be covered up, or he may not be able to get out of a kiss with the 5 being there. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's looking to see how can I shoot this 10 and go into them balls and still have the 11. Or no, I'm still not 100% which way he's really going at this.
If he tries to go into the 5 off this ball, he's going to have a long shot.
On what, though? The 9 doesn't pass the 2.
It doesn't?
He must be trying to tickle this ball right off the edge of the 8.
Are you sure the 9 doesn't pass the 2? I think it does.
I'm not sure of it, but it's...
I think it goes.
You could be right, but it's definitely not the shot you want to shoot from long distance.
I was right once a year ago.
2017? You haven't been right in 2017? Okay, this isn't the angle to tickle this ball off unless you can really hit it easy.
You got to hit the paint.
Yeah, but if you hit it with any speed, you know how thin you have to hit this ball to get it to go.
It's very thin.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's how thin it is.
Yeah, now if you can just slow roll it in, that makes the pocket a little bigger. You can catch a little more of the 8, but still it's not great.
Oh, he's trying it. I think he's going to hit it too full.
Oh, wow. What a great shot. What a great shot there. And as much as he struggled, Shane kind of smelling a little blood here at the finish line.
Can do.
Oh, absolutely. Now he's just got to stun forward a little bit. Just a little. Not much. If he stops right there, I think that'll be a little too straight. Maybe not. Okay.
Oh, he's straight in.
Yeah, I think he can draw in between the side and the 7 and take the cut with low right English.
Yeah.
No, he can't hit it with.
You could do it, but it's
not what you want to do, of course, but he was trying to stun it forward another inch or so.
Right, he didn't do it.
No, and it's.
Look where he is.
Yeah.
You draw one rail now, you don't even have to get a shot on the 8.
Yeah, he's going to hit this with low right English, excuse me. I think low right. And spin
Try to spin at the 5.
Yeah. Oh, and went right off in the side. Wow. He was trying to create an angle and then make this draw take off. And it took off a little quick on him.
Well, it's going to be hill.
And Dennis should be taking care of these down here. He'll knock the 1 off, and then after that, he'll just come down table and take these 4 away, and then come back for the 5-8 last, and then be breaking.
That's amazing what Shane did, but that's how he played this match.
Well, what do you think the over and under are on Hill matches? We're going to play 16 here. I got to believe about 4.5 maybe.
Well, the alternate break makes it, a little closer odds. I don't know. We'd have to ask Billy in Cardona. He's good at all that.
He does know the numbers.
Yeah, living in Vegas, he knows all the math to it. What's the percentage of this and that? Look at this.
He's okay.
Hill suffering. I know I didn't like that shot drawing the ball because he didn't go forward a little when he stunned the ball.
Yeah, and he could have drugged the ball in, you know what I mean? And made sure the cue ball went forward a little bit, just with a little low drag. Now he's got a little funny here now. Better watch out. Is he going to bump this 8? Yeah.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah, great touch.
Hill.
And just what all of us pool fans wanted to see, a little Hill match here.
Yeah,
to
a
end
little
day
suffering.
1. Yeah, to end day 1.
Oh, Shane feels terrible right now.
Let's give these 2
He's
players
helpless.
a hand here.
When you got to wait for your opponent to miss, you're helpless.
Yeah, well, I quite honestly think that he's got a better chance of Dennis scratching on the break than he does Dennis missing.
Yeah. Well, Dennis should have learned something by now. He's not supposed to go in the side again.
Well, it's weird. He scratched twice in the one side, and then maybe he made a mild adjustment that was too much and scratched twice in the other side. So, and none of them had anything to do with kisses. So they were all
Right straight
unforced
in.
errors. Yeah, mishits on the 1.
Well, the people love it.
Yeah, it's been a great match. I mean, we've seen some mistakes, of course. Both players will tell you that, but overall, we've seen some great outs, some great shots. After making that little tickle shot off the 8 there.
I thought he had it.
Yeah, you really think he's going to get to the finish line after making that one, but got a little straight on that last ball trying to get to the 8. Ended up scratching. Oh, he's elevated his bridge a little more now. Maybe he's putting a little more pop on him, not hitting him quite as hard, trying to get the cue ball to fly past the sides. Everybody in the room was wondering if he was going to scratch in the side, and it sure looked like it was going to happen. He's made a solid. And
He's got an easy shot.
well,
I think he can get out.
the 2, can he get to the 2 you're talking about? Because he's behind the 3 and he's cut off on the 4. So
right, yeah,
he may
I
have
think-
to shoot this 2 and come across and get on the 1 right then. Now, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, the 3 will get him to the 1
That's
anyway later.
that's what I was getting
Just
at. Get on the
make the
4,
2.
right? Get on the 4, right? You got to play position, so he's going to get on the 4, open up that pocket for the 6, I think. That would be the perfect ideal way. Then come across, get the 7, 6, and then end up maybe
don't miss.
Yeah, maybe have to shoot the 1 last. Okay, he tried to come across for the 1.
And he's got it, but it's not going to be easy.
And I don't think he'll end up shooting it. I don't think.
No, he can get on it with the 3,
Yeah.
so he could shoot the 4 right now.
Yeah, if he's looking at that, if the 6 goes up in the corner, he can just shoot the 4, get kind of full on the 6, shoot the 6 up by the 14, stop his ball for the 7, or hold his ball for the 7, then use the 3 to get on the 1 last. I think that's...
Jeremy, you're pocketing real well.
Well, that's my best game is up here in the booth, unfortunately, Danny, so...
Yep. You don't ever dog it. Well, I do.
No, I don't think so. I think you played it pretty perfect so far on day 1. We'll see about day 2 tomorrow, but...
Yeah. This is missable, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and these are a couple of shots that Shane's had problems with, but I don't think Dennis, you're going to see him miss. We really haven't seen Dennis. He did have 1 miss in the match, but overall, it really hasn't been the misses
So he's
that's been
got to
the
shoot
issue.
the 3 now and get on to 1.
Oh, you got to shoot the 7 first. You can't leave the
Okay,
7
yeah,
down
he
here.
could,
Yeah,
he
you can't.
could do that. You don't want to have.
Yeah, you can
to play.
cheat the 3 from a lot of places. He can even get a little above the 9 and still cheat the 3 and get on the 1. Now, he
Yeah.
doesn't want to get thin on the 1 to where the cue ball's going into that 12 because it may be hard to get position on the 8. I come across and get close on it. I ain't gonna lie, I go above it and get real close to the 3. That way I can really cheat it how I want. I would have never stayed over on this rail. I would have come in
look at
between
this.
the balls and come over and cheated it.
It's a tough cheat now.
Right, but if you're close to it and you can cue the ball a number of ways, you got no problems. Because you really want to gain nice position on this 1 ball.
Yeah, you don't want to have to run into balls.
Okay, and that's going to be great. I think overall he's got just full enough to where he can beat hitting the 12 with a little top inside. Just don't let up on your stroke here with the top inside. Make sure it really bites off that in rail and goes to the right. Like so, yeah. Sometimes
Perfect.
on the new felt, it will just kind of blah on you if you let up on your stroke. And Dennis Orcullo taking down match 4 in day 1, 10-9. Both these players will be back tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap up our first day of the 2017 Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Yeah, you too, Danny. I'm Jeremy Jones, joined by Danny DiLiberto. We're with Accu-stats Video Productions. Day 1 in the books. Stay tuned. We'll be back at noon tomorrow.